I should, but this fucking frog. I can't concentrate with this frog. All right.
That's a
All
good
right,
way
I'm
to
ready.
start.
Yeah, for real.
Oh
It's a
First,
good
shit.
way.
first
Yeah, my
topic.
bad.
The frog.
First,
Yeah.
first words of the show. This fucking frog.
Yeah. Yo, one day I will start perfect. It'll be a perfect startup to this. It's your boy J the MIC, man. Here we are on another Tuesday dealing with if you're in the South, man, dealing with a lot of rain. And in my case, we got frogs. But I mean, they are. I got this is like a part of the family. Like I've been dealing with these frogs all my life, but now in what I do now is back here in South Carolina it's not good. Anyway, but yeah, man, I got you. Your boy Audible Bobby G right here, and also AP, fresh in from a show, and that's just what he does.
Where the
He's just
first 4 minutes was baseball instead of
hey,
rest.
it's a show to a show, and that's just how it goes, man. That's how it goes. But just the warm up, man. You know, it's another Rec Room Weekly, man. We just sitting here, thinking about, I guess these preseason games about to come on, and I'm excited, and I did not get docked for that music, Bobby, because I swear I was about to go ahead and tap that button just now, but no, I ain't gonna do that. But I guess the NFL is pretty gracious, man, with that because they know people get so excited. Like, yeah, man, let people have that, man. Let people have their day, with the music or whatnot. But yeah, man, we had a lot going on over the weekend. Players, I said something about players don't get locked up, but I guess we'll get to that later. We got a couple people did get locked up, and happened to go to Miami. And that's just another day with the U. But automatic weapons, bro. Like, what was it, Taliban coming? Like, did you? I don't understand. Never mind. But yeah, my man Denzel Perryman. I know you know about that, right, Bobby?
No, I've not heard about Denzel Perryman. What do you do?
He got caught with a lot of weapons.
Oh, he was TIing it up, huh?
Yeah. But that's not the thing. That's not what we're here to talk about, man. Over the weekend, we had some pretty special guys, man, to go into the Hall of Fame, man. Football Hall of Fame, man, just pretty much inducted some good guys, and it's always good when I get to watch guys that I know, man. Hey, man, bro, when you find yourself in pure gold, bro, I need to take you to some better spots, Ron. I'm gonna get your information or something from Bobby, man. But yeah, we gotta. I keep saying we gotta have a talk about that. I definitely have to have a talk. And if you haven't, you should go get tested. I'll just let you know. But yeah, Pro Football Hall of Fame, man, class of 2025, man. We have Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp. Pretty good group, and like I was just saying, these were guys that I got to watch, and it's pretty cool when I was younger. It's like, who? All right, yeah, all right, cool. Who? All right, yeah. Now I get to watch people going in the Hall of Fame that I've actually been watching, for some time now. I'll say back to, I guess, you're on fire, boy. You're on fire. But yeah, man, out of all of the Hall of Famers, it's like Sterling Sharp's speech, which pretty special. Sterling Sharp, I don't know, man. It was just something that I guess he would say, like the type of things that he actually spoke on. All of the speeches were special. I mean, definitely a glorious occasion, but yeah, it was just something about, especially Antonio Gates, when he pretty much, shouted out your boy Phil Rivers. Phil. It's like, damn, man. You see little moments like that when you're watching the Hall of Fame ceremony. It's like, damn, man. you might. Hey, Ron, bruh, Keenan Allen, he can get as many contracts as you want, man. As long as he can run routes. I don't know about what happened in Chicago, but I'm pretty sure over in Charger land in Bolt country, they'll take him back.
I
And
mean,
they did.
I was gonna say, other than Lad McConkey, they don't have much at receiver.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. Because please don't get me started about the receivers and drop. Oh, there's another drop just happened just now, just like that. All right. But for real, out of the Hall of Fame, pretty much. Did you get to see the ceremony? Everybody, did you see the ceremony?
I chose not to watch.
Oh, okay.
I can't, man. The speech, it's same thing, same thing with the Grammys and I can't. I can't.
I mean,
yes, it's no. Give me the highlights. Give me the cliff notes.
I agree with the Grammys. But Hall of Fame, and especially these days, it's like once guys like Prime and Falk and like I said, guys we used to watch, from pretty much college all the way up. It's pretty special, man, to see the type of things that they bring up, type of people that they talk about. Sterling Sharp just did something pretty unprecedented, which was give his brother his gold jacket. Pretty cool moment, you know what I mean? So it's just little things that, especially when it comes to, as a truck driver, which you can't compare, but I spend a lot of time away from home. So, guys actually talking about, pleading out to some, their kids, their wives, their family, like, I had to do it, pretty much, thanking them for the time, the things that they sacrificed. And that's always special to me because that's just something that kind of hits close to home with anybody. I'm sure anybody knows somebody that, work long hours and don't pretty much spend time with the family as much, but hey, makes it happen. So, it's pretty special to watch those speeches and stuff, man. But yeah, man, since Bobby didn't watch, Bobby didn't want to.
Nah, this one to me was just an indictment on the NFL because Sterling Sharp should have been in like 20 years ago.
Oh man.
Like come on. He was literally, you had Jerry Rice and Sterling Sharp and everybody else. So he should have been there.
And it's sad that his career was cut short.
I was going to say Sterling Sharp is kind of one of the biggest what ifs in NFL history because had he been fully healthy, I honestly think the Packers get a couple more Super Bowls out of that. Because I think he's was a bigger impact in that offense than most people think. Because I actually kind of agree that he was better than Shannon in some ways. But again, the injury just kind of it derailed him entirely. So had he stayed healthy, I think I do think he ends up being first ballot. And I do think that he ends up getting Green Bay at least one or not two more Super Bowls.
I can't see that. I mean, I don't know about the Super Bowls, but I'll just say the wide receiver record book would look a lot different.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. You would have had we talk about Jerry Rice playing all the way into the early 2000s. We might have seen Sterling Sharp do at least to the late 2000s, probably. Also, Sam spamming the chat.
Sam. But yeah, that was, especially with Jared Allen, watching him, it was pretty
Sam.
Cool. You haven't talked about me yet. So yeah, Jared Allen, man, was one of those guys that I thought he was a tweener. I didn't say, he deserved, got enough sacks.
He should have got the sack record. If I'm being honest, he should have the solo sack record.
I'm not gonna say least. I'm not gonna say anybody's least deserving, but Jared Allen pretty much he made his bones mainly. Well, how can you say he made his bones mainly in in Kansas City?
I would say Minnesota.
No, even.
Yeah,
Even,
Minnesota
which is pretty. You don't see that much. Usually
especially had they
guy
gone to the Super Bowl that year in
doesn't get any
09.
sacks, probably getting a little older, might decline a little bit. He kept it up until he was done. And sadly, he didn't play really big winners. They always on teams that fell short. And Eric Allen, he's an Eagle, so not much to say about him other than the fact. But
gotta get that hatred out your heart, man.
I would say other than Randall Cunningham, he was the only thing you could talk about as far as the Eagles in the 90s.
He has one of the most probably famous plays in football history as far as one of his interception returns for a touchdown. I think he reversed field like 3-4 times or something like that.
Yeah. And this is big pause. He probably has the most beautiful eyes in NFL history.
Oh no! Damn, I should have got the sound ready for that one. Oh, okay.
I mean, it is what it is. You recognize that man by his eyes. They put his yep, that's him. That's Eric Allen.
Damn. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but
again, Eric Allen is probably the second reason you thought of the Eagles in the 90s, the other being Randall Cunningham.
Yeah, I mean, he played with a defense that they definitely supported each other when it comes to the pass.
Reggie White too. You can't forget Reggie White.
I was about to say, yeah. They worked hand in hand in Philly at that time. Great, Buddy Ryan, just like you shouted him out. But yeah, man, we ain't gonna go on about too much about the Hall of Fame. But yeah, man, I think I wanted to talk more about who's eligible now. I guess we'll get into that next week. But that's a whole nother conversation because you see those names on that list, like, damn, boy, I'm getting old. I'm pretty much getting old. Pretty much over the weekend. Oh man, I'm about to have a heart attack. Man, boy, I'm about to have a heart attack. Is she okay? Is she all right? Is she okay? I'm sitting there looking at, is she all right? I don't want to talk about the drumming that was being handed to somebody's team right here, but MVP, man, she's out for 2 weeks, man, for ankle sprain, and I'm kind of hurt that she's hurt. I think the team would do well. I think they'd be all right regardless. It's just, damn, not when it's getting so close to playoff time. You don't want to see people hampered, you don't want to see anybody hampered by injuries going through the playoffs and stuff like that. So that's pretty tough. What else do we have going on over the weekend? Because I
don't know about last weekend, but to look out for this weekend, just came out today that Shador will be starting Friday. So
sure will. That's
for what it's worth.
I'm glad he's getting either way. I'm glad he's getting his time to,
even though he's fourth on the depth chart.
I mean, he's that by default. Yeah, it's by default.
I got you.
It'd be a big opportunity for him starting this game Friday.
Yeah, this is saying he goes out and he puts on a performance equal to like Trey Lance. I mean, if people like Trey Lance looked really good last week.
Sure did.
If Shador were to go out and do that,
Friday night.
Yeah, he's starting wrong.
Friday night.
Yeah, Friday.
It's preseason game, so
preseason.
Yeah. I mean, but he'll play again. He'll probably have sprinkle ones in. Carolina on defense, they ain't really got stars like that, so he might actually face the first team defense. I'm trying to think who would Carolina want to hold out of the game.
JC Horn, probably.
Definitely.
You might see him for a series.
Definitely.
Plus, we're also doing joint practice, so he will definitely get reps against them tomorrow. So
Yeah, I know we're talking to NFC West tonight. I'll get to see the Rams up close this week because we're in joint practices with them. So
nice,
cool. Anybody? Well, something else that we were gonna get to later, but if you
Scott, you should have been here last week. We talked AFC East last week.
Yeah, we did.
I actually have them competing for a playoff spot.
Right. Sorry, Scott. Probably fell asleep. I'm sure you were asleep by then.
No, he's about to go to work, I think.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Well, while you're at work, go ahead and turn on the Audible Sports Podcast from Friday. We talked about the AFC East. Listen, catch up while you're at work.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Scott Cole. What
shout out to the wise man.
World? Yeah. If nobody else is gonna bring it up, I'm gonna bring it up. We had what? What? And we out? Nope. I can't believe this, man. People out here tripping. But yeah, Luka getting paid. Could have got paid more if he stayed with Dallas, but he getting paid. Say he's getting that.
Well, you have a choice in that matter.
Dallas paying players? Is this something? This something I haven't heard about? Dallas pays players. This is new to me.
Oh yeah, I got you. But yeah, man, he pretty much he inked this deal. Allen, Texas, man, becoming this is kind of weird to me. For the first time in the preseason coaches poll, I'm like, what? Ever?
Yeah.
Now the Oracle.
Ever?
Yeah. Yeah, because even I believe after their national championship win in 2006, they still ranked USC ahead of Texas.
Yeah, Vince was gone though, so that made sense.
Yeah, I think the year before, the year they won it, they were ranked like 7th. I want to say, because they kind of had to work their way up a little bit to get in there. And I believe they played I want to say not USC, but whoever they played in the Sugar Bowl, they ended up routing that game, I think.
Michigan.
But yeah, Michigan.
The year before? That was a good game. It wasn't as close as the US, like the USC game following year, but there was another game where Vince had to say today. That's what put him on the map. That Michigan game.
Yeah.
So that
there's also
was gonna be dope.
And not only that, Jay, it's the first time Oklahoma hasn't been ranked since '99. So,
oh damn, my bad, Alan.
We're not even in the top 25. So,
I mean, that's
okay
because
the last time that happened, we ended up we ended up winning a national championship in 2 years. So I'm okay.
See how you got that in there. You see how you did that? I like that.
But hey,
his best.
Hey, but hey, Texas getting number 1 first time ever. I don't know if I agree with it, but then again, anytime you give Texas a lot of hype, they just end up faltering anyway. So keep giving them more hype. They'll Longhorns are like the Cowboys. They're the biggest disappointment ever at the end of the year.
Who's number 10 in the coaches poll? I don't know.
Bobby.
Just wondering.
You know who's number 10, man. We're number 10. We're number 10.
I mean, just saying,
We're holding it for now. That's all. That's where it starts, right there.
Yeah.
Somebody has to fall. All right, man. Also, Los Angeles Rams, we're going to get to this a little bit later. Running back Kyron Williams has signed a 3-year, $33 million contract extension. Yo, I'm telling you, more money. $23 million guaranteed.
Right.
Pretty much the workhorse for the team. For what we've been seeing.
I mean, pretty much deserved, right? Because not this season, but the last season, he's coming off an ACL injury. He runs pretty well, and he has a bounce back year last year. Gets the Rams deep into the postseason, and with that team that they have now, they're kind of one of the favorites in the NFC to get to the Super Bowl. So yeah, well deserved.
Yes, sir.
Shoot. I mean, that's pretty. We did okay for a warm up. About 20 minutes. I think we did like 30 or 45 minutes last week. So I think we did all right. I think we did okay. But yo, it's the Rec.
This is Rec Room Sports. Olympians carrying the torch, going where they don't go. We ain't lost. From the optics to the topics, we got this with synopsis. Think outside the boxes like Jay on the mic or your boy K Witt. Joe is my coach, T Sweat on the mix. All sports, even if you catch fish like Nate Diaz catches fist. You need to catch this episode, it's a can't miss. We go live and you should subscribe and X's and O's. We made our plan, yo.
Man. Another Tuesday, y'all. Your boy K Witt, I'm gonna need you to chime in tonight, man, because we got something to talk about. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody's here. Football is just about back. It's back, but just about fully back. I hate to say it, man. We're gonna have this uncomfortable conversation at the end of the show. We're gonna have to discuss this idiot throwing dildos on the court. But anyway, going up. What's going on, y'all? It's Tuesday. We're here to talk sports only like we can, man. It's us, man. It's the Rec Room, man. Weekly, and we're always coming here live. So please excuse me. I'm still getting the hang of this here. It's your boy Jay the MIC. This little hosting thing, I'm kind of feel like I'm getting the hang of it a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, give me about 3-4 more weeks, and I'm gonna and you'll have Whit back. you thought I was gonna say I was gonna get better? Nah. But yeah, it is what it is, man. But yeah, man, we've been kind of missing out on some things. We don't do the in the hoop anymore, so I guess we don't get too much in depth nowadays. But you can always find us here on the Rec Room on Tuesdays. In the hoop will be
show.
Actually, Mars in your neck of the woods, Ron. He down there, and he's where I was. I don't want to put his location out there for the stalkers, but yeah, he out there. Hey, hit him up on IG.
Speaking of which, you can find us on IG _RecRoomSports. Twix, Twitter, X, whatever y'all call it. I just mixed the two at RecRoomSports. And it's all on your screen as well, going across your screen, but I'm just here to remind you. TikTok at RecRoomSportsHub. And finally, YouTube at TheRecRoomSportsHub. So yeah, man, shout outs. I mean, pretty much got into, we were talking about the Hall of Fame ceremony, and I forgot to mention shout out to your boy De'Aaron Fox, who pretty much got that Supermax. And then if he happens to fall into get any type of award, first team All-NBA, I'm pretty sure that's going to skyrocket, but he's pretty much getting that 4-year, $229 million contract extension with the Spurs, and pretty much would keep him on the contract until the 2030 season. I don't know, y'all. I guess we were talking about the Hall of Fame, and we were talking about some of the players individually, not pretty much in depth, but some of the things we remember about the players. First of all, man, my bad. Before I was gonna get into it, I forgot. Shout out to all my nurses out there, and I do that ceaselessly. If you know, that person knows. Shout out to all you nurses out there, especially all you teachers. Averill, we kind of miss you over here. You know, shout out to you. Hope all is well. We are with you all time. Yeah, my man Champ. I wanted to kind of have a conversation with Champ. I saw something they posted. Pretty much. It's the Commanders thing, man. It's the Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin thing. I'm kind of, I'm pretty much done with that right now. I'm sure. Yeah, it is what it is, man. If I was at work and they wouldn't want to pay me, if I was upset, if I didn't know something that everybody else didn't know, I guess it's a situation where I think we need to kind of just mind our business because he looks pretty damn happy about something. And he keeps chilling with the owner, chilling with the coaches, chilling with other players and stuff. And it doesn't look like somebody was like, man, I hope they give me my money. It looks like somebody has already agreed to something. But again, I keep saying, you never know what could come up. You never know who from another team can say, hey, I want out of here. Or a team could say, hey, we can't pay you no more. We cutting you. Like, what, me? So you never know what's going to happen. And I think that's our just in case money. Like, yo, we don't want to move too much stuff around, but just say if somebody came up and that can help us to reach our goal, we can sign them and then we can move a little money around. You can move a little money around or keep you paid. You still gonna get your money, but just in case, let's just hold on to it just in case. Just in case. Never know, somebody might get hurt. You never know. And it's just good to pretty much have all your ducks in a row just to be on the safe side. Hey, we got your money just in case. We want to be able to just make a quick reaction to just in case if anything does happen. We want to make a quick reaction to it. And then we make sure we give you your money pretty much at the end of training camp. So, yeah, shout out to, I didn't mean to go into that, but shout out to everybody who I've had a conversation with about that. Also, I always tell people, shout out your team. Just shout out your team. You never know. We might be saying, hey, man, we got some gear we might want to send you. You never know. Just shout out your team, man. Just great for the conversation as well. Because you might say a team that we ain't feeling right now. And, we just give you the business. That'll be cool too. But yeah, but again, we were talking about the Hall of Fame. And something that we kind of did it last week. And we were talking about a Mount Rushmore. Following the MLB Hall of Fame, we were talking about a Mount Rushmore, off the heels of Ichiro Suzuki becoming the first Japanese-born player, a Japanese player to make it into the MLB Hall of Fame. We pretty much did a Mount Rushmore of Asian-born players or Asian players. Bobby hit us with a curveball, which I knew there was going to be somebody in there I didn't think about. There was somebody that I knew was that I just slipped through the cracks. I was like, somebody's in the league or that played in the league and was actually Asian born, and I'm pretty sure I didn't know. And it was Dave Roberts, and I was like, damn, it was easy. I was like, damn, I should have known. But we pretty much did a Mount Rushmore of Asian players. So with Antonio Gates, a player who pretty much made the Hall of Fame. He didn't play college football, which is pretty special. Basketball players are kind of known. The thing with Tony Gonzalez, you can name a lot of tight ends or a few tight ends that actually played in the NFL that have Jimmy Graham, basketball background, played college basketball. So with Antonio Gates, man, he's a special player. His talent, he was what I would think it would be one of the best offenses I've ever seen in NFL football was the San Diego Chargers of his era. When him, LT, Phillip Rivers, that was a pretty potent offense. But at the tight end spot, gonna go ahead and get into it. Who would be on your tight end Mount Rushmore? Alan, since you reacted like that, Come with it. Who would you put on your tight end Mount Rushmore? And I would imagine that your tight end Mount Rushmore might be a lot of 90s sort of related, which is going to be a kind of a difference of opinion. But I don't know. I'm interested to see what we come up with.
So, first and foremost, speaking of Antonio Gates, I'm going to go with the original San Diego Charger that revolutionized the tight end position. I'll go Kellen Winslow Sr.
Okay.
Amazing tight end to watch. Go back and watch film on. He's definitely a big part of that air raid offense that they had in San Diego at that time. There wasn't really much in the 90s, honestly, as far as the tight ends that kind of stood out to me. Obviously Shannon Sharp was one of them, but I think Shannon Sharp to me just barely misses out. I'm going to go with Gronk because he kind of took that position into a whole new level to guys that you see today, guys like Travis Kelce and George Kittle and all those guys. You see that's kind of the style that Rob Gronkowski kind of brought to the table when he first got to New England. So I would probably go Gronk. There's a couple others. I'll go Tony Gonzalez. He's probably the one that started in the 90s that I would put in there just for his longevity and his consistency. And then speaking of consistency, I know this is a homer pick, but I'll go Jason Witten. Because longevity, consistency was always Tony Romo's top target. Anytime you needed a big play, you always look for 82, first and foremost. But he would probably be at the back end of it for me. So, Kellen Winslow Sr., Gronk, Tony Gonzalez, Jason Witten.
Bobby. That Allen kind of surprised me with the Kellen Winslow Sr. Junior. Man, much prayer.
Bobby. Can't hear you.
So, yeah, good call on the Kellen Winslow, but shame on you for being a homer and putting Jason Witten on any tight end.
Hey.
Get out of here.
I wasn't going to say that.
And I'm going to show you why. My list is going to be a little different than last week. Last week, my list went in a certain way because, honestly, the Asian baseball thing has really only been a thing since the 2000s. So there's really not a lot of history. And that's why I did that list accordingly. With this, a little bit different. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give honorable mention to Raymond Berry, Indianapolis Colts. Really, he's like the James Brown of it, the Godfather. So shout out to him. But like Allen, I'm going to go Big Kellen. He was a monster back in the day. Product of the Air Coryell. When you match scheme with skill, it can lead to amazing things, and he did that. It's gonna sound like a homer pick, but not a homer pick at all. How dare you put Kellen Winslow on the pick and not put the evolution, which is Ozzie Newsome. Bro,
yeah, I completely forgot about Ozzie.
When Ozzie Newsome finished, he had every tight end record that there was. So and the Wizard of Oz, and went on to become one of the best GMs in league history. So gotta go Ozzie. Number 3, which I'm gonna go Tony Gonzalez. He was the evolution after that. And then my 4th evolution was who did I forgot who did I have because I couldn't go Gronk. Dang, I forgot the name. Who did I say? I should have wrote it down. Was it? I went Keller, Oz, TG, and then Travis Kelce. Current, I think he was the evolution of that next generation. Reason I didn't go Gronk, I feel Gronk was kind of in the era of TG. I think he was a product of Tony Gonzalez, like those guys. So the next evolution from that group would have been Travis Kelce. Okay. So what we have now, and of course, now we have guys like what's supposed to be, Kyle Pitts, which is that next evolution of tight ends getting it. But we see Brock Bowers, spawning from the tree, and what's most of my man in Detroit, Laporta. Yeah, we see these guys coming along. So yeah, so that's my Mount Rushy.
I'll tell you who's not on it, but who was my favorite tight end to watch? Ben Watson.
Yeah,
Ben Watson was, there wasn't a lot talked about him, but anytime you needed a big play or a key first down or something, you always go. Whether it's when he was in New Orleans or still in New England with the Patriots, he's always there. He's always the reliable target that Brady had back in the day. So I like watching Ben Watson.
So I feel like he was, and it was like of any time. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna guesstimate. Jay has Tony Gonzalez on his list. I don't know for a fact, but I'm a guess and say he does. Of any tight end, like spawn, I think Tony Gonzalez is like tree of like players who kind of mimicked his game or came. The evolution of Tony Gonzalez is the most. You had guys like Watson, you had Shockey, you had was Jimmy Graham. Like after Tony Gonzalez, man, you just had these dude Gates just coming out of left field, like uber athletic. And
one of his guys, Chris Cooley, too.
Yeah,
product of that.
I think if you were to like map out like a tree, like a bloodline, so to speak, Tony Gonzalez would have like the longest tree of tight ends to like ball out.
Because that's when you had a lot of good tight ends coming off of that.
Yeah.
All right. The early 2000s was really the years of the tight end.
Yeah.
It was.
Just think, due to some ill personal choices, we missed out on somebody who could have been like one of the greatest. Player who will not be named. If you know, you know.
Man. Yo.
Yeah.
While we're at it though, that 2 tight end set was amazing, yo. That was
so versatile. Like,
oh man, that was fun. It was. I hated the Patriots, but I love that offense. I love that offense, man. Because one, it showed the versatility of Brady being able to, because of course tight end is the quarterback's best friend, right? Really a good run game.
Yeah.
But a tight end, a good sure-handed tight end could, if you got a rookie, somebody struggling, you put a good sure-handed tight end out there, and he can kind of try to make things happen from there.
I'll throw out another name that kind of gets forgotten in history, and that's Jackie Smith. Everybody remembers him because he dropped the game-tying touchdown in the Super Bowl against the Steelers, but everybody forgets that before he was there in Dallas for that 1 year, he basically had a Hall of Fame career with the Arizona Cardinals. He was really the only player you wanted to, whenever Arizona played, he was really the only player you wanted to watch because he was that good.
Yeah, so many unsung heroes in at the tight end position. It's just it's just endless, man. It's endless. Yeah. I could talk about Mark Bavaro with the Giants. I could talk about watching Jay Novacek on third down. That was
Shockey.
That whole man, it was just like I didn't know what was going on in Miami. I was just thinking, like, who's next? Like, who you?
Yeah.
Him.
I
want to see how he could play.
Olsen was a savage.
Greg Olsen was good.
Yeah.
I really hated Chris Cooley because every time we played Washington, he always went off for some reason.
Yeah, and he was an H-back type. He was still kind of like I guess you could say,
kind of that old school tight end,
right?
Almost,
right. Still old school. Speaking of old school, my Mount Rushmore. I'm gonna go with Mike Dicker.
I'm gonna go with. Forgot about Mike Dicker.
I'm gonna go with Dave Casper. I'm gonna go with Ozzie Newsome, and I'm gonna go with Shannon Sharp. Reason being, because like the run game in Denver was so important. Shannon not only showed that he can catch the ball, but he was a great blocker. Most tight ends for him when he went to the Ravens, to see there was not, I ain't gonna say a decline, because nobody really got to appreciate it. Only thing I knew about Shannon Sharp in those days was he talked a lot of shit, yo. That's it. I was like, yo, who is this dude? Like, why is he talked so much.
That fake call to the military when they were playing the Patriots.
Call the Bills. Yeah. Oh man, it was so many sound bites when he was even from Baltimore, from Denver all the way to Baltimore. But when he was with Denver, I ain't gonna lie, he was known for his sound bites, and he being Sterling Sharp's brother. And that's just how it was. But I think when it came to a guy like him, I think I put him on the Mount Rushmore because there was a time where you either did one or the other. You either could catch, wasn't very good blocker, or you can block, can't run routes very well. So to me, it was always to see a guy who was pretty versatile. When they needed him to do that one thing, he did it. When they needed him to go out and pretty much run routes, he did it well. Even in his days in Baltimore, which of course it was no offense, so it's not like wasn't like he was out there just running crazy with his hair on fire. But he basically, he did his job, until he ended his career with Baltimore.
I completely forgot about Dave Casper too. He was great.
Yeah, Dave Casper.
Shannon, I think he signed with the Broncos for you. I think he did that one day contract thing and retired as a Bronco.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. But Casper, never got to watch him play. But in that day,
one of the best catches in Super Bowl history, the ghost to the post, or one of the best catches in NFL history.
Yeah, like that. That dude wasn't a big dude. Like, say, Mike Dicker was a big dude. He threw his weight around. Dave Casper wasn't a big dude. He wasn't a big dude, but he made it happen, and he kind of, I got to see a little versatility, and I'll throw Kellen Winslow in there as well. It's probably also instead of Shannon Sharp, if I could kind of switch those two around. But the way he wasn't a big dude, he wasn't a big dude by far. So, just seeing those guys, some of these guys that, like I said, the versatility, being able, when it comes to Shannon Sharp, just seeing his versatility and being able to block and run routes was always good. That's something I got to watch.
I think that's why he fell so far in the draft, is what he ended up, what he says, because they were worried about his size as a tight end. So that's why he kind of fell in the draft.
Yeah, well, nowadays that's not even a thing, and and kudos to those though, for real, because the tight end position has definitely evolved. Like Bobby was speaking of, there's so many different evolutions of the tight end where you didn't really expect. Mike Dicker was a unicorn in his day. Like, damn, he can get the ball. Like, it evolved so much. Who knows? Like, pretty soon we're gonna start seeing tight ends running 80-yard house calls. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. But yeah, man, we're gonna move on to the next, man. Pretty fun, man. Topic number 2, man, is gonna be the Rec League. Yo, it's gonna be fun competition. It's gonna be great to because we're all different fans of different teams, being able to root for this player or whoever we draft, depending on what team they're on. And I just see a lot of craziness, a lot of, just, I don't have hair. I got hair here, but, pulling your hair out. And I think it's going to be exciting, man. It's the Rec League, yo. It's our fantasy football league. Everybody, I guess, pretty much around the Rec Room, friends of the Rec Room, however you want to put it. We're pretty much going to go at it, man. And my whole thing is I can't wait to April, for one, is talking a lot of junk, man. She's saying a lot, man. She's talking about how, for her to be a woman, everybody was so upset that she was winning. And, when she keeps telling me this stuff, I keep saying to myself, like, man, you were playing with a bunch of bums, yo.
I mean, she gotta say something. Saying? Her Yankees are playing like garbage.
Maybe you was playing with some bums, so yeah, like, I want to talk about the scoring because the scoring is going to be fun. Because I guess the scoring is.
What did you do?
Nah, I didn't do anything.
What did you do?
Nah, it's not going to be, because I love the way Tanner scores. He scores for every yard. I see that in the score. Like, everybody gets the amount of yards. You know how they say, like 1 point for every 10. Tanner's like 1 point for every 1 yard. So,
dude, what are the scores then at the end of the game? Like 1,000 to 900?
500 to, come on, 3.
Yeah, he fixed that. He fixed that, by the way.
Yeah, and I like it. I like it. But the crazy thing is, I'm looking at the score like, oh, my dude doing good. No, he's not. He got 25. He's doing good. No, he's not. It was kind of misleading when I was looking at the some of the scores live. Like, oh, he got a chance. Like, nope.
No.
Bobby, I love that. I love that username, by the way. Shane Daniel's mom.
Yeah, Bobby, it's cool, Bobby. It's cool, man.
Yeah, I told you it's
she's
over.
Looking fit too, man.
It's troll season for real.
She's looking fit too. I swear, I saw her on.
So when I win the championship, me and Jay can bask in the glory because he would love nothing other than to support Jaden Daniels' mom.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
that's cool. I'm winning, and when I do win, I finally won something. It's just that simple. I finally would have won. So I've never won a fantasy anything with. I suck at LTS. I pretty much was terrible. Let me think. Did I win? Yeah, I haven't won in a couple years. I haven't won a league in a couple years. So every 2 years I win big. So I'm good. It's that year. It's J year. That's what I call it. J year. It's a J year. Every 2 years. So yeah, the scoring is pretty simple. We got 2 quarterbacks. Got a defense, Tanner, and we have a kicker, Tanner. So the thing is, with the kicker, if he misses a field goal, -3. If he misses an extra point, -1. You got to pick a good kicker. Yeah, it's important to pick a good kicker. Defenses.
Don't pick him early. Good God.
I hope nobody does that. But yeah, also the defenses, it get penalized. If you allow 5 touchdowns, like that's a -5. So make sure you look at the scoring because I want to make sure that you are careful with every pick, even when it comes to your defense and your kicker. Outside of that, nothing crazy. Just your regular, I guess you could say half PPR, full PPR, however you want to call it, because just look at the scoring. I'm just telling everybody, just look at the scoring. Make sure y'all look at the scoring, okay? So, all right. So, yeah.
I got the best defense in the league by default. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Jaden Daniels' mom stops everything, so, it's no question about the best defense in the league.
Mm-hmm.
she be holding that. Like she be holding the line. You know?
I love her for that though, man. I mean, I do. I really do. I really love her for that. And that, like, for real, I wish a lot of mothers were doing that. For real.
But she's stupid. How you gonna hold them from a chick who right now has more money than your kid? She does know that, right? In this case, he's the gold digger.
From what I hear, they are related, yo.
They're related?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm buying that.
I mean, me neither, but if somebody said that they could be related, then I don't know anything. So I don't know. Either way. But yeah, we're gonna have fun, man. We're gonna have fun. Wit, please sign in. I swear, man, when it comes to fantasy football and Wit, he getting better though. He's getting better. But yeah, man, we're gonna do the draft on the show September 2nd. On the show. That'll be cool. That's pretty much gonna be the show. That is it. Our fantasy football September 2nd. That is Wit's first day back.
Oh, so it's like a Tuesday?
Yep, it's on Tuesday. Right before the season. 2 days before the season starts. So it's kind of like we got the cutting edge on who's hurt. We pretty much have the insight to who, you know, we pretty much have everything, knowing who and who not to draft. And we're gonna go ahead and get into this outlook, man. We got a lot of teams to talk about. We got 8 teams to talk about. And we're gonna start from the AFC West, man. AFC West, you see it. You got the bums with the Tom little thing, Indian thing. Chiefs, you got your Bolts, you got your Chargers, you got your Raiders, you got your Broncos, who were very interesting to me. I'm gonna start off from the Chargers, though. Definitely gonna start off the Chargers. Simply because we just watched them the other night. You would think that if you from their showing, and I'm not a Chargers fan. I'm always a fan of their defense for some reason. In fantasy football, I will always pick the Chargers defense, thinking like this year is the year. In a way, they were not really any turnovers, but the Chargers defense led the league with pretty much just 17, right over 17 points allowed per game in 2024, which put them at first. They were actually first, finally. But where they struggled last season, in which I don't think they're going to be struggling, is going to be the running game. They struggled in the running game mightily. I want to say they were pretty much last in the league, not dead last. They were like number 28.
Yeah, they weren't last. I know who was last. So
yeah, you know who was last. So but with this season, with the additions of Jay Harris, which Lord, I hope this boy could do well, because he did. I don't know, man. I felt sorry for Witt having a running back. Like, he wasn't old. You would think that dude was 32 years old and got blown out of his knee like twice, both of them. It's just weird, man. I just expected more from Najee Harris. Pretty much got ran out of town in Pittsburgh, but yeah, that's another story. It's a new start. But I would think right now that they would do a lot better. But Trey Lance, watching him the other night, it was kind of sad watching him basically with a team that he's not going to play.
Why sad, man?
Huh?
Why sad?
Well, I'm not gonna say sad. It was cool to watch, but it's like you're not gonna play. Hopefully they trade you, because you're not gonna play. And I don't want Justin Herbert to get hurt again. Damn, like, don't want that to happen. But he got to start Thursday, Trey Lance, and he shined. And he was 13 for 20 for 120 yards and 2 scores. And one time this dude was the number 3 pick in the 2021 draft. And here he is showing that he can play. Freaking 4 years later, bro. Like like 5 years, like 3-4 years later. That's crazy. But he only appeared in 12 total games, and he only had 5 starts in 4 years. So it was cool to see him flourish. Which, I don't know. He did well. Let's see what happens. I hope they trade him, bro. I hope they trade him. I want him to trade him, bro. Like,
no, I'm not mad at that. Like, just see for the people who don't know, this is why me and Jay usually have our discrepancies. Stop skating around it. Just get him at his flowers. He performed well.
He did.
He put some good
but he
film
ain't
out.
Gonna play. And it sucks
right,
that this
but
man was the 3rd pick in the draft, and here he is on mop-up duty.
It wasn't mop-up duty. He started the game.
He did well.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he didn't suck, so that's cool.
Here's the thing, Jay. He did the same thing. He did the same thing in Dallas last year. He played good in the preseason and didn't really see the field until Dak got hurt.
See,
yeah. So I'm saying, but keep putting that good film out there. That's how you get opportunities. Like, hey, Geno had to do the same thing. Sam Darnold had to do the same thing. It led to them getting opportunities. So hey, and he's putting better film out there than Sam Darnold put out, before he got his opportunity. And unfortunately, it did come due to injury. But hey, keep putting that good film out there, and hopefully he ends up on the roster where he gets a legitimate opportunity to further his career.
I think I'll cry if Justin Herbert get hurt again, like for the season or something. I think I'll cry. I think I'll cry.
There's Herbert still being hailed as one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL when he's healthy, mainly because of his arm and how good he can throw the ball. But now there are some people. I say people, it's mostly like internet people and some off the beat reporters are starting to kind of put him in the Dak Prescott category where, he's a good quarterback in the regular season, but he's nowhere to be found once postseason comes around.
But did you see?
And he's always getting hurt, like you said. So
just how the season ended. It ended with him being hurt in the playoffs. He tried to go back out there. It was sad, man. Damn, dog.
Well, now I think they will have a decent enough running game to where he's not running for his life all the time. And I'm not even going to say it's going to come from Najee Harris because I think he's going to get beat out in camp anyway because I like Omari and Hampton a lot.
He's going to be the man.
I think Hampton's going to do well for him. I think both of them having that 1-2 kind of punch with Hampton and Harris is going to help the running game because we know Jim Harbaugh likes to run the football. We know that's Jim Harbaugh's kind of offensive scheming is, run the football, run to set up the pass. Now you got Keenan Allen back, who's a veteran who knows, kind of what he's doing as long as he stays healthy. I like Ladd McConkey a lot as the wide receiver 1 because I think he kind of shined a little bit under the radar last year. I'm wondering if there's anybody else because it's not Quentin Johnston. Let's be honest. The Quentin Johnston experiment it's over. I'm not a fan of his. He just dropped another pass in the middle of me saying that. Is there anybody else that's going to step up for the Chargers coming into this? So
can he catch anything Corona? Like he can't catch.
He said, "Can he catch Corona?" What's happening?
I'm not. The boy can't catch. Okay, he can't catch. He can't. God, but no, he's getting better. They said that he's been doing very well. He's been catching the ball, man. I think he can improve, man. But I guess the question here, can they improve from 11-6 season? It's hard to even remember. Like, damn, they were 11-6.
I don't think they'll improve from 11-6. I think they'll look better offensively. But the only reason I say that is because the division's going to be a lot tougher. I think the AFC as a whole is going to be a lot tougher. You're going to have to play Philly. You're going to have to play Washington. The East is not going to give them an easy game. I think it's a much tougher road to get there. I think they'll still be like a 10-win team, maybe 9-10-win team. But I still think they're even teams in their own division are still going to give them trouble.
Bobby, what do you think? They can improve from 11-6.
I don't think they'll win more. I think they can finish around the same. Maybe I think they can definitely win 10 games. I mean, Allen's right. Yeah, they got some tougher schedule in last season, but they did get the benefit of what could be some travel W's, because you talk about them playing Washington. Washington has to go to the West Coast, so not Dallas, Philly. They play Philly. Philly has to go to the West Coast, so and we all know how that plays out when teams switch coasts. But it also could balance itself out because like they have to go to New York. I expect them to be a better team than the Giants, but we know how that works on the inverse with West Coast teams going east. So,
and we mentioned this last week. The Giants' defense isn't going to be a slouch,
right?
So.
Right. So yeah, and then they got to make a long trip down to Jacksonville. So it's like
I think they probably match. If anything, that's the best they can do is match. I do not see them.
Yeah, I don't see them going over. They would not. I say anywhere between 9 to 11 games,
right?
And that's as long as their running game is what I think it can be.
But the improvement has been shown. Harbaugh has made a difference, and the running game, as it may, did not have, I would say, an effective personnel to run probably how you want it to.
Yeah,
but squeezing 11-6 out of that team at the time. Again, I think that defense is always capable. They just need to stay healthy, and just keep the right pieces around.
Yeah, and it's a combination. Remember, man, this dude only threw 3 interceptions last year. That is insane.
Mm-hmm.
So if he can continue to take care of the ball, I mean, that's the key to any offense.
Right.
And that's tough, especially when you have to play Kansas City twice. So,
yeah.
Well, speaking of another team that has to play Kansas City twice, this team here, let's be honest, man, people talk a Super Bowl.
Yes. Oh no, not that far.
But look, but when you see what they had, they finished 10-7 in 2024. And it was good enough for only third, behind the Chargers. But you would still think there's some type of sense of optimism, pretty much excitement around the team with their performance in 2024, what they had, what they pretty much have, their additions, and then a running game as well. Their running game might get better as well. Mims has come up as a receiver. I mean, they're giving the old journeyman or the old man, Courtland Sutton, another kick on the tires. Give him another contract. I swear, he fantasy-wise, he didn't do nothing for me. So I'm just trying to understand. But just another year under the system with Bo Nix. Sean Payton, what they say that he has his guy. I mean, he has his guy. I mean, they pretty much putting. I don't know. With this offense, with the defense, we already know the defense is going to be a lot better. They took one of our guys, which is Jeremy, Chin. They took Chin from us. I think the defense will improve. And then they even got Greenlaw.
They might have a top 5 secondary in the league.
I think they have a top 5 defense for sure. I think they can have a top 5 defense. But with the Broncos, man, I mean, so much that they needed. It's like the proof. It's still yet to be seen. Sean Payton, we can at least say that he might have his guy. He has his guy. Bo Nix is definitely a competitor. He does as he says. He's a Sean Payton guy, so to say. Prototype quarterback from what he wants. I think with a running game, I think the Broncos could possibly overtake the Chargers. And the Chargers finished third and the Broncos finished second in the division. 10-7 wasn't bad. I'm still shocked when I'm looking at these records. I'm like, damn, for the Chiefs to do what they did, their record, you pretty much got two losses handed to you pretty much down the line. I mean, they all did well. They all did well to me. I just think the Broncos, they have a little. I think once you see they have a little running game, I think that's it. I think Bo Nix could at least. I can't say they're gonna win the division, man. It's hard with this division, and I would say with this division,
it is so hard to. It's so hard to pick against Kansas City because we know what they've been for the last half decade.
Yeah,
but you can't say this probably be the most competitive division in the league.
Nah,
you don't think so?
Nah, you just want it to be because you don't want to pick Kansas City, and I get it. I don't want to pick Kansas City either, but it's Kansas City. I think the Broncos are the most likely team to fall off. If you just look at Sean Payton, like look at him when he got to New Orleans. They had that great first year, surprised everybody. Drew Brees showed, hey, my shoulder is good. And he finished like second or third in MVP voting that year, but didn't go to year two. Year two, hey, complete reverse. The interceptions were up. Like the team was worse because Sean Payton put too much on his plate too soon. I think he's going to do the same thing this year. Bo Nix came out and had this great rookie years. Oh man, maybe he should have been the first quarterback taken, or whatever. This is whatever. And I think he's gonna try and put too much on his plate. I don't think the defense is gonna be as good because just like QBs, we got that tape, and I think people are going to like come. I mean, bro, Jerry Jeudy put up damn near 300 yards on y'all against Patrick Surtain. Now, Patrick Surtain, I think he's the best corner in the league right now. But our offense was weak as hell last year. And Jameis Winston and Jerry Jeudy came into Denver and put on the show. So the rest of the NFL ain't going to let that slide. I'm picking the Broncos. I don't think they finished last. I think they finished third. But I got them about maybe 7 wins. 7-10. 8-9 maybe. Somewhere around there.
I guess that brings us to.
I mean, if this is the team that falls off, it probably would be. I personally think the Chargers are going to be the team that falls off in the West. But that's just me.
Sure.
I like the draft that Denver had. Gade Barons is a solid cornerback. I think he's going to fit right in with that secondary. RJ Harvey, I love that kid. As someone who's got to see him over the last couple of years, he's definitely a dynamic running back that I think, Jay, you kind of mentioned it. They kind of lacked a bit of a running game last year. I think RJ Harvey will bring that to him.
Alan, the question, because I wanted to bring up his name, but is he number one on the depth chart?
Harvey?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Right
I don't think so right now.
I think they got him slated over JK.
Yeah, matter of fact, no, JK is the starting, is number one. You right. JK is, I did see it. I forgot. I looked at it. Yeah.
But it would not surprise me because, we talk about, we had a segment on fantasy football. RJ Harvey's actually going before J.K. Dobbins in a lot of fantasy drafts. So,
so you're talking about Sean Payton. So
Harvey on. I'm looking at ESPN right now. RJ Harvey is listed number one.
Oh, well, yep.
Over JK.
Well, hey, so I think the running game still gets better regardless of
And you added Evan Ingram. Speaking of tight ends.
That's why I'm saying like that. I think.
Yeah, but it's the inconsistencies. Like, you got enough inconsistencies with your own players. You know what I'm saying? You bring in another guy whose thing is he's inconsistent. So like that's why I'm not a huge believer.
And you brought in Hufanga from San Francisco too.
I'm pretty sure
injury concern.
That always
stays hurt.
I mean, that's exactly why San Fran wouldn't have gave the dude up if that wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he's like
buyer beware.
If Troy Polamalu was an injury risk, that's who he'd be.
With him all day. I wish he trying to take it easy because it's like he started to remind me of Jamal Adams when he used to get himself hurt, just being way too hurt and be out before halftime, gone out the game, concussion, something crazy. Because
I will say their wide receiver room does concern me a little bit.
Always,
because other than Marvin Mims and Cortland Sutton, there's kind of a, Devon Bailey kind of had spurts last year, but it was kind of, like you said, Bobby, he was kind of inconsistent. If they have like a third wide receiver kind of step up, I could probably say, maybe Denver has a chance to win the division. But right now I see them as a wild card, maybe a tail end of the wild card team. Although right now I do have them over LA, the Chargers. So,
right. Well, before we get to, last but not least, so to say, Vegas, man. I mean, look, we're just gonna make this is pretty cut to the chase. They have a lot of significant changes, pretty much going through. Coming around in 2025.
You said they didn't? Mm-hmm. Kind of, a little bit. You got new coach and quarterback. That's kind of significant.
No, I'm saying they had significant changes in 2025.
Oh, you said they had? I thought you said they didn't have.
Undergoing. My fault. I'm tongue-tied a little bit.
Nah, so I misheard you.
So, I mean, for 113 last season. Like I said, leadership all the way around has been changed. And then you got Pete Carroll taking over as head coach. They look like they're having fun at training camp. Other than, we've had, other than one incident, right? Smooch, you know what I'm saying? They've been looking pretty happy-go-lucky, man, to have Pete Carroll around. You got Brock Bowers. I don't know.
Chin went to the Raiders, by the way, not the
my fault. Chin did go to Chin went to the Raiders. What can we say about the Raiders?
I kind of like their offense now.
Other than Genty,
I kind of like their offense now. Geno's proven himself the last couple of years. He's a solid quarterback under Pete Carroll's system. He has the running back, the Marshawn Lynch-esque type of running back now with Ashton Genty.
Looks like an action figure.
Brock Bowers is the next generation tight end, as we talked about earlier. I think their offensive line can actually be solid. Maybe not the best or top tier, but it's a respectable middle of the pack offensive line, I think. What worries me is I don't think they have a true number one. I know Jacoby Myers had a great year last year, but I don't think they have a true bona fide number one wide receiver that can really, be the difference maker. They may say, Brock Bowers is going to be the leading target. Of course he is. He's a big frame guy. He's a big play guy that can go down. We saw it at Georgia. We saw it in his first year with the Raiders last year. But to me, it's like, yes, Jacoby Myers can be that number two. But to me, I think they really should have drafted a number one wide receiver this year.
Especially for Gino.
Because I know Pete Carroll has turned Miss
So
Fiddle.
Are you saying they shouldn't have taken Ashton?
No, I'm saying maybe like I don't think they drafted a wide receiver this year. That's what I'm thinking. But of course, they needed a running back too. So I get why they took Ashton Genty, because they needed a go-to running back too after they let Josh Jacobs go. So, but I think that's what this offense is really missing, is just a bona fide number one wide receiver. They have a lot of solid role players. But if they had a number one wide receiver, then I would probably say, maybe the Raiders can make some noise offensively. But then again, Pete Carroll managed to turn guys like Doug Baldwin and Tyler Lockett into stars. So
what this team could do with 8-9. I know they finished at I know
this team,
but
this team might not win a lot of games this year, but they're going to play better this season than I think most people think that they will. They're not going to be, a bottom feeder team that's going to be in the market for a quarterback next year.
Yes, they will.
I think they're.
Yes, they will.
They're not going to be in the Arch Manning sweepstakes. I know that.
They could be.
Yeah, man, we ain't see the season yet, bro. I mean,
that's the thing. That's the thing. We haven't seen the season, and usually every season we see that team that dead last the year before ends up playing a lot better than what people thought they would. I think that's going to be the Raiders this year.
So I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I think the Raiders are going to suck. And I think it's because of the opposite reason that I think the Chargers are going to be good. I think the Raiders are not the beneficiary of the friendly schedule. All those tough games that the Chargers get at home, the Raiders get on the road. They go to Washington. They go to Philly. You know what I'm saying? So they were unlucky with the roll of the dice between them and the Broncos, who got that opposite spectrum of the Chargers. And like you said, they don't have who am I afraid of on your offense other than Brock Bowers? I'm going to put bracket coverage on them with a safety and a linebacker, and then who else am I afraid of? They better hope Ashton Genty is what most people think he can be, which is one of those. Because if he's not one of those, if he's turns out to be Trent Richardson, bro, you're in a world of hurt. Like, you really going to be in a world of hurt. My biggest thing with the Raiders ain't even talent. It's like upstairs. What are we doing? What kind of team are we trying to create? What kind of culture are we trying to build? Like, who are we? It's like we don't know who the Raiders are anymore. Like, they used to have an identity, and it just got lost in somewhere on the highway between Oakland and Vegas. Like, what are we doing? So, hopefully, Pete can help them figure it out throughout the season. But I think this is going to be a long year for the Raiders. Even look, man. Mark Davis changed the Aces colors to Raiders colors, and they've been fucking sucking ever since he did that. Like, bro, like, yeah, the Raiders are just doomed.
Get it like that.
Yeah, get the Aces their colors back. They were fine.
Is this the curse? Is this the curse of Al Davis? Is this what it is?
It's the curse of Mark Davis. Like, bro, the Aces were fine. They had back-to-back rings going for 3, and you changed their color scheme to match the Raiders. Why? Like, they were fine. They were winning. They were doing their thing. Like, change the Raiders colors to the Aces colors and give them that black, gold, and red. Maybe it's time to get rid of the silver and black. Let's try something new.
Well, speaking of something new, the Chiefs didn't win the Super Bowl last year. I guess when it comes to this division, though, is it theirs to keep? Pretty sure it is.
I mean, we can't bet against them, right?
Yeah, they Booker T with it.
I'm pretty much like, let's. I'm pretty much like, yeah, let's just move on.
Because the talk is all. What's the talk every year, Jay? The talk every year is, is Kansas City going to win the AFC West? No, it's how does Kansas City get by teams like Cincinnati, Buffalo, and Baltimore like they do every single year? How do they get back to the Super Bowl? That's always the conversation. Because, as long as 15's under center, they're always going to be in that conversation. Because the last couple of years, they have had bare bones, dry cabinet, nothing at wide receiver, and they still find a way to get to the Super Bowl. Travis Kelce had probably statistically one of his worst years ever last year, and they still found a way to get to the Super Bowl.
15-2.
Literally no running game to speak of. So much so they had to get Kareem Hunt back. And they still found a way to get back to the Super Bowl.
I would have loved to see him win a championship, but
Patrick Mahomes in his career is 35-5 against the AFC West. Like, come on. Next question.
Right. So yeah, they were 52. They lost to the Eagles. I mean, this is pretty much their division to win. Hopefully, because I swear the last couple of seasons, we saw some good games, especially that Raiders and Chiefs. Was that a Christmas game?
Might have been. Might be right.
Like, I'm pretty sure they had the most one possession wins in NFL history last year. Because it seemed like every game that they played either came down to the very end where they either get the game-winning field goal, block the game-winning field goal, or get a touchdown at the end.
That might have been Jay's Commanders. Remember, they played 14 out of 17 one-possession games.
That is true.
My fault.
For the one-possession games.
I got you. My bad. I'm sitting here looking at something. I just heard Commanders. I was like, nah.
I know. See, ready for the. I wasn't even hating then. I was just giving you facts.
Right. It was just automatic. When you said I just heard Cabal, I was like, nah. Then I heard what you said. I was like, oh yeah, that's true. Man, we can zoom on through. NFC West, which is probably more interesting, a lot more interesting, if you ask me, because somebody can actually win outside of one team. All of these teams kind of have a chance. Other than the Cardinals win, Call of Duty comes out. First team. We're going to talk about the 49ers, man. Easy, right? Easy. They pretty much not to their liking. And I didn't use any sounds. Okay, where's the energy? Oh man, I know. But they finished dead last, man. They were 6-11, and this is, for expectations of the 49ers, that's not what they're used to. And they failed to make the playoffs for the first time, I think, since 2020. So you have injuries to key players like McCaffrey, like Jordan Mason, pretty much to the run as far as the running backs. Elijah Mitchell, they all missed time. With Ayuk missing time, of course, missed the whole season. And then you pretty much had Purdy had the shoulder injury. Ricky Pearsall pretty much missed a lot of time when he was injured during preseason. So even on defense, you had Hargrave go down. You had Malik Collins go down. You had Greenlaw go down. You had Fred Warner with a fractured ankle. And we mentioned Hufanga with his ACL. Travarius Ward. Going on and on and on. They just had bad luck. They just had a lot of bad luck. A lot would say that maybe it's still a bit of a Super Bowl hangover. After they lost to the Chiefs, just didn't look good at all for them.
You mentioned the importance of kickers earlier. Jake Moody missed a lot of clutch kicks.
Ooh, don't remind me. I was gonna talk about the Chiefs fantasy wise. I had Rashee Rice and Pacheco both on my team. So much for my fantasy season. I've never, other than Patrick Mahomes' rookie season, that's the only time I think I've ever drafted a Kansas City Chief. And he didn't even play. But I knew he was going to be somebody. He just sat on my bench, and he didn't even get to play. He didn't get the start until after my fantasy season was over. So anyway, you definitely think that the 49ers are going to be competitive, a lot more competitive than last season. I think the Cardinals kind of got by due to the fact that, even though they finished with like an 8-9 record, I think a couple of their wins had to do with the 49ers not playing their best ball. And you could pretty much say the same thing for the Seahawks, because the Seahawks were in a little trouble. But yeah, I have to say that the 49ers at 6-11 last season could at least see it 11-6.
Mm.
Damn. That is damn.
I mean, probably, but my concern with the 49ers is their defense, because there's so much turnover on their defense now. You got 2 new safeties. You got a new corner coming in, a couple new corners coming in. You got 2 new defensive tackles on your roster starting. You still have Bosa, which, that's always good to have. But but again, a lot of turnover on defense. You don't have Debo anymore. He's in Washington. The main thing with San Francisco is that they're just going to have to stay healthy. And we've seen them over the course of the last, decade or so. Usually they have a bad year. They usually find a way to flip it 180 and have a solid year the next year, maybe make a playoff run. I could potentially, at best, see this team maybe 10 wins if everything goes right. I did originally have this team winning the division, but after looking at kind of their defensive layout and, a lot of turnover on the team in general, I do think the Rams on paper are better. So I will still have them maybe being 6-7 seed postseason, maybe be that team that sneaks into the playoffs. But at best, I see them maybe 10 wins. At best.
I can't not call you a liar. I'm not a huge believer in the 49ers either. I just think their window's closed, and it's a shame because it got closed due to injury. Like, not because the rest of the division or the rest of the conference caught up. There was these dudes literally just broke down like right before our eyes. And I believe Brock Purdy is this generation's version of Kurt Warner. Like, who's a Hall of Famer, by the way? But like, we saw what Kurt Warner looked like, and people attribute that same thing to Purdy. Oh, it's because like we saw what Kurt Warner looked like with Torrey Holt and the rest of the gang, Isaac and Marshall and all of, We also saw what he looked like when he went to the Giants. And then we saw what he looked like when he went to the Cardinals, when he had 2 Hall of Fame receivers on outside again.
Bolden Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you mentioned next year's Class J. Larry Fitzgerald, I believe, is eligible for the Hall of Fame this upcoming class.
Sure is. First ballot. You already know.
Yeah. But, yeah, Brock Purdy's going to have to prove that he ain't that. Like, just for them to be average. I think getting the name mixed up. Junior, what's my coach? What's my coach name?
Shanahan.
Yeah, I think the Shanahan aura or magic or this credit that we give him for being this. I think all that's worn off and gone away. He's gonna have to prove he can really coach football this season.
Yeah.
And it's like this almost sounds weird to say, but it's like for the first time a lot of people on their coaching staff and a lot of players are going to have to put in work to show people. Like, and what I mean is like the Steelers, right? They never had the flashy things. I mean, yeah, you got TJ Watt like too, but overall, they never had flashy things. But the one thing you never question about Mike Tomlin's team is the heart and the effort. We're gonna have to see that from the 49ers this year. Can they, can they kind of ride on this reputation of being what they are and get it done? So, because like you say, man, the roster's beat up.
I do like Saleh going back though to be their DC.
Oh yes,
I mean,
yeah.
But how many guys have like left a position like that and come back and actually been successful or picked up where they left off?
I mean, we recently saw it with Dan Quinn when he came back, went to Dallas, and he's kind of doing the same thing with Washington right now, only as a head coach. So,
and every time, what's his name, man?
Josh McDaniels leaves the Patriots.
Every time Josh McDaniels goes back to the Patriots.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like on the defense, was like a defensive coordinator. Like they, I don't.
Wade Phillips.
My man's name. Yo.
Where'd he go back to?
Dallas,
he went to Denver.
Texans, Denver. Everywhere he went, he made a mark.
No, I mean like leaving and Romeo Crennel. He never went back to Kansas City, did he?
He went back to. I thought he.
Yeah, he went to Kansas City for like a year, I think, before Spagnuolo got there.
No, I mean after he left Cleveland, because we picked him up in Kansas City as a head coach, and then he didn't go back to immediately back to Kansas City.
I don't think immediately.
No, I mean going like from a team to head coach and then going immediately back.
I think he
not like after years. I mean immediately back.
Oh, I got you.
No. Like I don't know, but we'll see. I mean, his thing is defense. We'll see if you can get these guys, back to that standard of where they were. But
yeah,
like
my only concern
a lot of guys
is
on the roster got to put in a lot of work.
Yeah. My only concern is that the defense has a lot of new faces on it that we're not used to seeing.
Yeah.
So that would be my only concern with their defense is that there's a lot of not saying inexperience, but a lot of guys that are either hurt or coming over from other teams or rookies.
Yeah. Just like with this team, like the only thing that I know about this team, and it's if I had, if this was Madden and I could turn the injuries off, the only thing I can guarantee about this team is CMC is going to get about 1,300 of them and about 600 receiving. But other than that, I really can't lock anything in about this team.
He said turn the injuries off. God.
Oh, yeah, that's the only thing stopping.
Like McCaffrey, fantasy wise, McCaffrey's not even going first couple rounds. I think he's fallen to like third round now.
Yeah, injury concerns. Yeah.
Even in the age where the running back is starting to come back, there's McCaffrey's kind of fallen off.
Hey, we're gonna talk about a group of running backs who are doing a little bit better. We're gonna start from. You know what? I'm not gonna say better. The duo of Charbonnet and
Walker,
guy
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker.
No, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm talking about this guy who keeps letting me down every year. Anyway, yeah, Kenneth Walker III. Oh my gosh, man. Come on, man. Help me out, fantasy wise, man. Help me out. Anyway, but the Seahawks, man, they have a lot of turnover, man, from last season as well. Shoot. So
obviously Sam Darnold's the big one, right? New quarterback in town after coming off of the year that he had last year.
10-7 though, with having a new coach, which a lot of people would say is the defensive coach in Mike Macdonald. And then you really look at it, they tied with the Rams, and they just ended up losing the tiebreaker. So, I don't think they would have did as well as the Rams. But I mean, you could say that they still could be a bit optimistic. They were like 7-1 on the road, which was pretty good, but they were 3-6 at home. So that was
that's
not
crazy.
Good. Yeah, it was crazy to be 7-1 on the road. It's 3-6, 3-6 at home. I look at that as weird as hell.
They have the best young secondary in the league. The best young secondary, because these guys really haven't even gotten into their peak yet. They're still getting better and better. I like Julian Love. I like Devin Witherspoon. Kobe Bryant.
I love them, man. It just they were inconsistent. They started the season off when they were on prime time and started the season, man. I mean, like, they were like gangbusters. Pick sixes. I can't remember who they were playing at the time, but they were looking like gangbusters. Like you would have thought moving on from that game, like, yeah, they got something there. Their defense about to be Legion of Boom again. Remember they kept saying that Legion of Boom is back. What happened? They just regressed from that point.
Well, they also had their defensive line was not getting to the quarterback.
Nah.
Yeah.
Putting a lot more pressure on them.
Which is why they went and got Leonard Williams, one of the best defensive linemen in the league. Now you add DeMarcus Lawrence with that on top of your number one pick last year, Byron Murphy. I think it's a solid defensive line, solid defense in general. I think they're going to be kind of underrated, kind of underlooked for the most part this year. Question's going to be their offense. A lot of turnover on their offense. Obviously, you still have, Jay, you mentioned that the two-headed monster at running back with Walker and Charbonnet. They just need to stay healthy. You have a completely new quarterback room because you have Darnold coming from Minnesota, Drew Lock coming back to Seattle after a year stint with the Giants, and then Jalen Milroe, who you drafted this year in round 2. You have a rookie starting left guard to pair with Charles Cross, who was your number one pick last year. You have MVS coming in, and also Cooper Kupp off a really disappointing season by Cooper Kupp standards from last year, which is probably part of the reason the Rams got rid of him. Because had they gotten really anything out of Cooper Kupp in the back half of the season, I think we're sitting here talking about the Rams being in the Super Bowl rather than the Eagles. Because that was a big part of why the Rams really couldn't beat Philadelphia, other than the fact that Saquon just kind of took over that fourth quarter. They really couldn't get anything out of Cooper Kupp last year, especially in the second half of the season. So while on paper it looks pretty good to get Cooper Kupp for an offense, the question is going to be, what Cooper Kupp are we getting? Are we getting last year's Cooper Kupp, or are we getting the Cooper Kupp we all think they should be getting? So while their defense looks great on paper, it's kind of the opposite with the 49ers. I'm okay with their offense, but I'm worried about their defense. But in this scenario, I'm okay with Seattle's defense, but I'm worried about their offense.
I agree. And can JSN be a number one? Surefire number one. He was coming along season, end of the season. He looked like he was improving. Not saying what I mean by improving is he was a perfect complementary player to DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf wasn't even being DK Metcalf. So he was doing what he could, JSN. Led the team with 100 receptions. So that showed you right there that he can carry it to some extent, but knowing he's the number one receiver, going to him as far as getting the game plan, being game planned against as a number one receiver. That's kind of what I'm pretty much repeating what Alan said. I'm very concerned about that. Should do well, but at the same time, with so much turnover, we got a new quarterback. I mean,
you don't have that big body wide receiver in DK anymore. he's off to Pittsburgh.
And you know what? When it comes to that, I think maybe that was a setback against the offense. I think that offense was not right for DK Metcalf. I really think he was not. He was just in that. He was just in that offense, but not a part of that offense. If that makes sense, I think the scheme did not fit him very well. I think in Pittsburgh, don't know. I'm not gonna speak up for much for what they're gonna do, but with them having the two tight ends that they have, I don't know. Like I see him, DK, being basically utilized a lot different, productively. That just, he was pretty good as a possession receiver, so to say. Okay. But it is always was trying to go for the big shots, and that's a big dude, to keep running up and down the field all the time. I just didn't think that offense was set for him. I think he needs to be not running routes like that all the time. And not when I say all the time, I mean, you could look at a lot of plays with Seattle last season where, well, we're not gonna count the time he went to the bathroom, but going to the locker room, they throwing it deep to him, and it's just like, no good, but he has to go off the field. It's like it's just doing too much trying to get him the ball, and I think they weren't utilizing him. He shouldn't be your zero guy. I never thought he was. Yeah, he's fast. Yeah, he's quick for his size, but I don't think he should be your zero guy all the time. But yeah, it's kind of tough, man, for them. I don't know. It's hard to say with these two divisions, man. It's you don't really know who's gonna win every season. It was the Rams was pretty much holding it down, and they did again with less than what they normally have.
I see. Let me shake up the world there. Where you see them?
10-7. It's all these records I'm looking at. How in hell did the Commanders be 30? Hey, so 10-7. I'm gonna go more with 9-8 for the Seahawks this season. With the defense possibly improving, which they're gonna need, and Mike McDonald having another season with his guys, or his bringing in more of his personnel, his type of guys. I see the defense improving, but I still see them being like 9-8.
Okay. I ain't gonna put a number on it. I can't put a number on it, but
I really can't either.
I'm gonna say Seattle's gonna win the division. I got them winning the division. I agree with you. I think their defense is gonna improve. I mean, but that's only because I have experience with the coach, obviously, because he was DC in Baltimore. And like once he gets his personnel in, like I know what his defense can be. I think that secondary is going to be a little bit more consistent now that it's year 2 in the scheme. They're playing together. I think their communication to be better. Offensively, I don't think we need Sam Bradford to do what he did last year. He didn't have to resurrect anything. Just come in, don't turn the ball over. If that running game can produce, like I say, it's not a fantasy football friendly running game, but it is an NFL effective running game. They can do that. I think Cooper Kupp is going to come in, and I think he's going to do very well. He doesn't have to be number 1 Cooper Kupp. He's just got to come in and make his plays. Like if he brings anything over from Baltimore, like he knows how to put together a winning strategy. He knows what works. And we know the Ravens don't always look pretty, but they're effective. And I think he's setting up for something bigger, like down the line. Like, who did they draft this year? Jalen Milroe, right? Yeah. I think they're gonna start making that transition to basically kind of become Baltimore West. So look out for them, man. Look out. I think the division as a whole, though, is gonna be down. Like, again, I'm not high on the 49ers. I'm not high on the Rams, and the Cardinals are the Cardinals. So It may only take 10 wins to win this division this season. And just looking at their schedule, they could get off to a quick start, man. You got 49 obviously division game, but then you got Steelers, the Saints, the Cardinals. Like they could come out of the gate 3-2, 4-1. Wouldn't surprise me. And then you finish the year, Falcons, Colts, Rams, Panthers, and again Niners. So like they have some games to steal at the beginning of the year and the end of the year. So yeah, don't be surprised, man.
All right.
Allen Freeze.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we're gonna get into the Call of Duty guys.
Sorry about that. My internet was not decided to act up.
It's usually me. So hey, I understand. I do. So man, Cardinals, man. And with the Cardinals, it was kind of weird to me because you got McBride out there. He went like I don't know how long without a touchdown, which was so crazy. But they concluded their season with an 8-9 record, finished third place, and it was a big improvement from a 4-13 record from a year before. So still their third consecutive losing season. So despite the increase of wins and a positive 6-3 home record, they didn't qualify for the playoffs. We know, but pretty much started the season at 6-4. You thought, okay, Kyler, he got it, and then Call of Duty came out. I'm being honest. I'm seeing you look it up. Call of Duty came out.
Oh, I already know. Everybody know what Kyler doing.
I'll be damned.
Late October.
Couldn't even get his damn tight end a damn touchdown, man. Like, come on, man. Get him across the end zone. But you would think this offense is poised to be pretty potent, being the fact that we still don't forget, we have Mr. Marvin Harrison Jr. over here. And I think maybe, it was a bit of a, I think the board was in his head. I don't know. He did okay. But you got to think that this offense is going to be a lot better going into this season. We still have Connor. Connor still, I don't know how long he's going to be able to do it, but he's still doing it. He's still productive. Backup running back. I remember everybody's. I just not remember everybody's backup right now. I think he'll be given the keys at some point. I think he's the running game. I think is fine. It's just what in the world is up with the Cardinals as far as they were in the top 10 overall. I think. I think per play, yardage per play. But of course, the defense struggled. And like Kyler was looking good. That game in Philly, that game this season, that game when he came back against Philly and pretty much won the game in the fourth quarter. When we talk about teams from out west traveling east, that wasn't Philly. I don't know. I think Kyler was he's been a better quarterback. He's been a better teammate this season. I can't say that. Remember, I remember seeing Kyler like you doing all that, like showing up his teammates, like, nah, you supposed to be going. I'm like, nah, bro. Stop showing up your teammates like that. I hated that. He became a better teammate, man. I saw less of that. But outside of that, you see him being a better teammate. I don't know what to say about everybody who they try to have outside of Marvin Harrison or opposite of Marvin Harrison. It seemed like they keep getting hurt. I see an improvement from 8-9 I still see an improvement. I see this. I think the sky's the limit for this offense, and I really think an 8-9 record not doing them any justice. Starting off, think about this: you start off at 6-4, and you end up 8-9. They have to be better this season. They have to be better this season. That was crazy to watch, man, because Kyler was my I hate to keep kicking it to fantasy, but Kyler was one of my fantasy quarterbacks, and to see where they started, he had some good games, and just to see them go from, like I said, 6-4 to 8-9, man. That to start off from 6-4 to go to 8-9, it's like, what the hell happened? Call of Duty. Before we talk about finish up with anybody else prediction as far as anything better than 8-9 or
so couple of missions from me first and foremost. Before my internet decided to kick me off the show, I was gonna say I have Seattle finishing last in the West this year. I don't like their offense at all. I do like their defense. I think their defense will be improved, but I think the offense is going to cost them a lot of games this year. So I have them finishing last. I am going to make an omission on the 49ers. I think they'll finish third and miss the playoffs again because I think the Cardinals are going to be the surprise team in the NFL this season. I kind of agree with you, Jay. I think the production is going to improve them a little bit this year, better than 8 wins. I kind of like them at maybe 9 wins, maybe even 10, depending on how it kind of balances out with them. Because I do like Kyler as a quarterback. I think he's gotten better. I think they've bought into the Jonathan Gannon system. You've seen he's already bringing some of his players from Philadelphia over to Arizona. I know you still have the carcass that is Calais Campbell still there again, but I think they kind of needed a veteran voice in the locker room, and I think that'll help. But yeah, I like Arizona to be maybe not an outsider's chance to maybe be a wild card team this year at 9 wins, 10 maybe if everything falls right. I think they'll be the surprise team of 2025. So that's my take on them.
Trey Benson.
Damn. Well, Alan, you're incorrect, and here's why.
Oh God, you pulled out the Stephen A. Oh no.
The Arizona Cardinals can't improve because it's just not in their nature. Let me give you some information. 5, 8, 9, 3, 3, 8. No, that's not your future baby mother's phone number. Those are the win totals for the Arizona Cardinals since Kyler Murray has been in Arizona Cardinal. If I was a betting man, I can't even put you over at 10 because you never won 10. So I can only put you over under at maybe 7.5, going by those numbers. And the fact of the matter is it's, let's face it, Kyler Murray is just miniature. His career is going to play out the same every year. He's going to start and look like an improved quarterback. But then once week 6 to 7 hit, he's going to start to wear down and break down because he's miniature. He's physically not built for the wear and tear of an NFL season. Kyler, get your money, finish getting these NFL checks, go play baseball, my boy, so you can leave behind an athletic legacy your kids can be proud of. Because the NFL ain't going to get you there. Plus, you get paid more in baseball anyway. Plus, hey, the A's who drafted you and hold your rights, hey, they're looking up right now. They're looking up. All right, hey, Nick Kurtz is that deal. Rooker, hey, they looking up, man. They got a new stadium coming here in Vegas. And we know, you love your video games. Guess where a lot of these esports tournaments take place? Right here in Vegas. Right here. Yeah. Go ahead, finish getting these checks. Go to MLB and ride off into the sunset. Because I'm sorry, man. Postseason football is just not your thing.
Well, on that note, we can go ahead and get to the last but not least. Whose house? Rams house. Pretty much for the Rams, man. I would still say, to me personally, I would still say that they surprised a lot with their playoff showing from last season. Got about the Rams so much until I didn't even write notes on them. So anyway, pretty much Kyron Williams, he got his $33 million extension. We're starting with Puka Nacua. I just swear, man.
Puka.
Man, Puka.
Puka Nacua.
I used to call it a little girl named Puka all the time. A grown ass man named Puka. Anyway, this offense, man, I see a lot of improvement still. I don't necessarily see them matching what they did last season. Because you gotta look at it. If it wasn't for a tiebreaker, that could have been the Seahawks. You know what I'm saying? It could have been the Seahawks. Easily could have been the Seahawks. The way they started that season, there's no reason why the Seahawks shouldn't have won that division. And then when you look at the Cardinals, starting 6-4, like the Rams had no business in the playoffs, really. You really look at it. I'm not saying that they weren't, like they couldn't. It's just that they didn't have no business. When you look at the team start 6-4, it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. But the Seahawks, the way they started as well, the Rams came along. I really think I don't know how long does Matt Stafford really have before it's all said and done. Like he's had his seasons. Last season to me looked like he was on borrowed time. He was making it happen. He was making it happen the best way he could. I just really feel like at some point in time, man, when we were looking at like Jared Goff did what he did with his career. He rebounded from when he was in St. Louis with Fisher. I want to say, did he have Fisher?
Yeah.
He had Fisher. It didn't look good for him. It didn't look good for him. So to be where he got to with the Rams, and then because kind of went down a little bit, he wasn't really trusted. But since they had Matt Stafford, they won a Super Bowl, hands down. They went to the playoffs numerous times. At some point in time, man, I don't see it being some of those games, even when he got hurt the season before last. These are near disasters. You had Kupp and you had Nacua. I think they got by. I just don't see them being as successful. I don't see Stafford I don't see him faring very well with the speed of the game now. When you look at quarterbacks who are, I'm not gonna say he's a statue, but when you look at quarterbacks that are mobile nowadays, how mobile quarterbacks have been, when you look at quarterbacks like the A-Rods and Stafford, and then even for Russell Wilson to be considered a mobile quarterback, look at what he's doing now. I don't see this being too good for Matthew. So we could possibly go from 10-7 season to I think the Rams gonna be Joe. Just for Joe, man. I ain't gonna do this. I was gonna say 7-10. I'm gonna say 9-8, man. I really think the Rams aren't gonna fare as well. I think still with the preparation, having to prepare for a Cooper Cup to now not necessarily having to. We're gonna see a huge difference in this offense, one way or the other. I don't see it. I don't see it being very prosperous for the Rams this season. I think they got by last season. I don't see that happening.
That's fair.
I cannot believe I'm about to say this, but Jay, you're wrong, and here's why. Your two top targets for Matthew Stafford, both of them out with injury for a majority of the season. And if you're talking one of them, he didn't come back until, I want to say, week 16, 17, that being Tyler Higbee. Now you got Higbee back fully healthy. Now you've not Puka Nacua back fully healthy. I don't know what the rotting carcass of Devontae Adams is going to bring, but if it's anything better than what we got out of Cooper Kupp last year, then it's already an improvement. I'm kind of a fan of Tutu Atwell being the third wide receiver. I think he's a solid role player. I think the offense is going to be just fine. Where I think pushes the Rams over the table and over everybody else in this division is their defense. I think they're going to have a top 5 defense this year. I am a huge fan of Jared Verse. And as somebody who's already seen him in joint practices this year, he's going to be a problem for a lot of offensive lines this year. He is going to be a problem. That, matching him up with Byron Young and Kobe Turner, that is a 3-headed monster on that defense that is going to wreck a lot of offensive lines. I think their defense has a chance to be one of the better defenses in the league this year. And as long as their offense stays healthy, I think this team 10 wins, maybe even 11 wins. I do think that they're winning the West this year. Now, as far as Stafford goes, I think this could be his final year. And then the question becomes, next year, who do the Rams have at quarterback? But I got them at 11 wins, and I got them winning the West.
11.
Okay. Shame on you, sir. Like I said, the bigger you're right about one thing. A huge question is going to be who's going to be a quarterback. I'm gonna add on to that. Who's going to be coaching? Because I think McVay's out too. Because he seems to me to be the kind of guy that knows when to jump ship. And this is a ship worth jumping. Like, the Rams aren't going to be that good, bro. And as a Browns fan, I can tell you, guess what? Myles Garrett is a savage. Just because you got a savage on defense don't mean you're going to be good. So Jared Verse can be all this good. He can be all of that. But guess what? The Rams are still going to suck. Can Puka be a true number one? I guess we're about to find out. He's about to go through hard times. I think you're both right. Matt Stafford's on his last leg. Matter of fact, he may not even finish the season. Hell, he may not start the season. He's already, he's already dealing with it. Like, yeah, like I said, I think this whole division is going to be down. But ironically enough, I still have the Rams finishing second. But again, I think 10 wins gets this division. No matter who wins the 10, except for the Cardinals, because they're incapable of winning 10. But yeah, I'm not as high on the Rams as you are, because they just, this just feels like the year where it, like, Murphy's Law. Everything that can go wrong probably will go wrong for them.
Got you.
I don't know. It feels like the West is turning into the South a little bit. That's what looks.
You're right, and the South is It's crazy. The South is up next, and South will rise again. Let me pause on that one. But yeah,
I was gonna say, is that our next couple divisions of the AFC and NFC South?
Yep, AFC and NFC South.
Yeah, got one division on the up and one division that is absolute garbage.
We'll see how that, because going into last season, who knew, right? Who knew, certain teams would do pretty good. But hey, y'all, it was over that 2-hour mark, and I ain't gonna lie, man. 3 hours of sleep is definitely taking its toll on the brother. So, why can I never find this thing? Biden. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. And yes, topic number 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth topic.
The fifth topic.
Whoa, that was so late. I don't know what's going on right here. All right, so 5th topic. Pretty much, we try to differentiate. I'm gonna try to get away from what we've been talking about. I guess the seriousness, and we've been pretty much talking football. So, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Now I know you saw this little situation in Atlanta at a WNBA game.
It happened tonight too, by the way.
Again?
The third incident happened tonight.
Where?
I can't remember where it was at, but it was whoever Indiana was playing.
Oh my God! In Indiana now? All right.
No, they were on the road as whoever they were playing against.
Man, I hope it wasn't Atlanta.
No, it was LA.
Okay.
Yeah, LA. Yeah.
Man, that's what we have a problem with nowadays, man. Can you imagine a day and time where we have to worry about what I just put up there? Sex toys on the court. I'm not gonna say it. Sex toys on the court. How in the hell? So anything to go viral, basically. First, I'm gonna start off by saying, like, this is the most. I'm gonna be honest. This is the most hateful thing I've seen in a long time. And the fact that they're letting people, I don't understand, man. I mean, I guess you could get into a stadium with something plastic, right? Rubber.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to empty out your pockets and your bags and stuff like that. Like, you can't even go in the bags. So when I go into a Hawks game, and at one time, I had some pretty good damn season tickets. And I'm not saying I took offense that they used to still ask me to take all my stuff out of my pockets, but I had to take everything out of my pockets. There were no bags allowed. They would charge you to hold your bag, but you can't go in with a bag unless it was clear. How these are getting into the arena, I don't know. And if anybody doesn't know, I would say twice in Atlanta, which is sad to say. At the Atlanta Dream, 2 separate Atlanta Dream games, there were sex toys thrown into the court. They were lime green, which is like, this is weird. The same color. Was it the same color, Alan? Do you know?
I
don't even want to go on by.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, honestly. You might have to look that up.
This person was actually caught that threw the sex toys at the Atlanta game. As far as the last incident, which Alan just mentioned, I have no idea what they did about the situation. But like, man, come on, man. I mean, I just really feel like these women have a lot to deal with on their own, as far as like trying to. I'm not saying compete in the sense of competing with the NBA or anything like that, but they have a lot of obstacles they're facing right now, especially with their CBA. And then it's just negotiations, and they're fighting for so much, man, to be equal on the court, to be paid generously for what they are doing. And I mean, just to have to deal with something, I'm gonna be honest, man, like that's hateful, man. I don't know if this person is realizing, or these people are realizing what they're doing, but that's pretty damn hateful. And I wish that would stop. I just don't understand any reason for why you would want to do something like that. It's not much to pretty much to elaborate on outside of that, but it's hateful. Man. I just think that when you have something like that, I really feel that someone should be held to the fullest extent of the law. I just really feel that they should be punished as so, because that's a hate crime. Whichever way you want to put it, however people want to laugh at it, I just really think that's a hate crime. And I think that they should be making examples out of people who actually do that, because I don't think that's any different from, and it is, but you can kind of compare it to like somebody having something racial, a racial sign in the middle of the game. I don't think it's too different. I really don't. Anybody else want to add on that, man? And how these idiots out here doing something like that?
Yeah, like whatever one of the dudes got arrested. He got arrested and got a year ban from the arena. And probably face some type of fine. But it don't even make sense. Like, it would be different. And like, please hear, like, I mean, no disrespect when I say this, it's just society we live in. Like, if there was a transgender athlete in the WNBA, people were like, had an issue with it, that would make sense. Okay, you're doing this because you feel this way about this thing happening, but it literally doesn't make sense. Like, what's the point? And what message are you trying to send? Are you just being an asshole? Like, and where, like, again, y'all have heard me many times say, hey man, sports is like the great unifier. Man, where my real fans at? Because usually when something like this happens, like, the fans let you know, hey yo, no, that's the moron, that's the idiot. Like where y'all at, man? These people, like, it shouldn't even have to come to security dragging them out. Usually cats like that get beat down in the stands first. And then security comes and drags them out. Like, where my fans at, man? Where y'all at? We got a bunch of scaredy cats in the stands now. Yeah, so like, yeah, like I said, stupid dumb, just stop, man. Like, it's just nonsensical. Just cut it out, bro.
Man, it's crazy, man.
And I mean, just think about the lace you have to go. You either have to physically go to an adult store and buy it, or you have to order it online. Because if you just got an extra one handy laying around your crib, I got other questions about your life and life decisions. So yeah, man.
Okay, so apparently it was green.
Like, cut it out, man.
What the? Man, the first time was Atlanta. Second time was
like Minnesota, wasn't it? Was it Barclays?
Looking at the Friday was Chicago.
in LA.
Saturday was Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
This one. Yeah, so this is.
And apparently, Sophie Cunningham was the one who got hit tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and if Sophie Cunningham was smart, she would ruin that person's life.
I would. Yeah, this is. I just think that, just like you said, they should. I think they should be punished a little bit more than what they. That is to me, it's a hate crime. I'm be honest.
They probably can do a little bit more because if she got hit, I think that does allow them to just throwing it like on the court. It's not a lot you can do, but you made contact with somebody. Yeah, they can do a little bit more now. Now we can get assault going.
They said landed near Sophie Cunningham.
There's another one that happened in New York at the Barclays Center today.
Yeah.
So it's 4 now.
Oh my gosh.
The one that happened today apparently almost hit a 12-year-old girl.
See, that's
and it's gonna lead to like it's gonna lead to more stringent. Like it's gonna become ugly trying to get into the game. Now it's gonna lead to like full scans and full pat downs, and it's gonna get real uncomfortable just getting into the game to enjoy yourself. And that's morons just don't think, or they don't care about their fellow human beings. So
well,
it's like you said, Bobby. It's the society we live in. It's these people who, don't have an ounce of care really left.
Yeah,
it's these people who are really hate the world that we live in most of the time, and they just want to find an excuse to either be relevant or either have what they say, have their 15 minutes of fame, so to speak. Although I'm sure nobody's gonna say the names of these people. They shouldn't.
They said the name of the person that did it in Atlanta.
No, I'm talking about like the person themselves. Like it ain't like you're gonna throw it out there and be like, I did it, give me my shine. No, you hiding like a coward.
This person did. Like this person wanted to go viral. This person said that's I mean, it was in Atlanta. I'm just gonna leave it like that.
The fact that it's happening all over, though, it's like
this person wanted to go viral. He wanted to go viral. So
it's it's literally monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
This person did it. No, I could probably do it. It's the blind leading the blind, so to speak.
And to sum things up, also to wrap things up, I was gonna also put this out there: is let's not worry about trying to push the game. Let's worry about making the game safe, because and I hear a lot of. I'm probably about to get in trouble with this. I hear a lot of women are it's like they don't necessarily know, and this is not speaking for every woman now. There are some women out there that don't necessarily know the men's game, but they just make it their business to push the women's game. I wish that it would be a balance there of trying to understand each game instead of just trying to push one, because understanding the game is understanding the game no matter who's playing.
Right.
But when we're in a situation where you have people that are actually doing hateful things during games and stuff like that, I think we just all need to kind of come to a kumbaya moment and understand that we're all in this together. As far as both sports, I think the men should kind of.
And I think you said it earlier, Bobby. It's like we watch these sports, we go to these events to get away from real life. We go to watch these sporting events because it's an escape, and that's usually what unifies people the most in our society today is sporting events. So
it's just not funny what's going on. I just don't see how somebody can have any type of humor in that, because some of these women don't even like what they're throwing on the court.
Yeah, and like you ruining somebody's experience, bro. Like,
yeah,
I hate Michael Jordan. I hate Michael Jordan, but I take pride in the fact that when he scored 69 on the Cavs, I was there. Like, I was in the building. Now look at the story you're giving. Like you said, some 12-year-old kid. Man, I went to this game. I was, in the future, somebody, man, remember when such through the? Yeah, I was at that game. I don't want that to be in my memory.
And that's something. I mean, you're not about to teach your kids about a dildo, right? But you don't want their first experience coming off the streets. You don't want the kids learning stuff off the streets, and that's possibly what happened. Like, what's that?
Especially if that's somebody's first ever WNBA game that they've ever been to.
Exactly.
Is that they do this all the time? Like, but as a 12-year-old, can you imagine the questions that can be directed towards their parents when they see something like that? And the type of talks you should be worried about having talks about maybe this child wants to play basketball, right? Maybe this child wants to, and that's kind of where I was going. Maybe this child wants to play basketball. Maybe this child wants to play WNBA, wants to play college basketball, wants to play city league basketball, whatever the case may be. But instead, the questions are, what was that? How did they make that? What is it used for? What did questions you worrying about telling your kid, if you can shoot, you keep shooting your jumpers. You work hard, you can be there. Not how the conversation could go, basically dealing with dildos on the court. What? Dildos on the court. I can't believe I just said that. But again, I tell y'all, this is what 3 hours of sleep will get you. I swear I didn't have no energy today, but I tried. I really tried, everybody. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it better next time. Do it better next time. Every week, I'm always gonna try to do it better and better. By the time Witt comes, before he actually gets here, probably gonna have the greatest show of my life. But practice, and that's what we doing here. Me personally. So as I'm saying that, I'm looking for a button, and that's what I mean. But once again, before we wrap this up, guys, Bobby, tell what you got going on the rest of the week.
Absolutely nothing. Y'all heard earlier, Mars out of town, so there will be no Audible Reacts or Audible Sports Podcast Thursday or Friday, which gives you an opportunity. Hey, hit the YouTube channel, catch up on what you missed. I will be watching the Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns preseason game on Friday. So I guess it's a blessing that Mars out of town gives me the opportunity to do that. And message to the folks, man. Hey, it's good. It's back to school season. So, last opportunity, spend a little time with your kids before they have to get back to that full grind. Take advantage of that, man. Hey, other than that, be easy.
My kid's 20 and I'm not cool anymore. So, Alan, what you got going on the rest of the week?
I think I found the button you were looking for.
I damn it.
You had more time.
So, with that being said, tomorrow we got our baseball show and Let's Talk Sports. Myself, Scott, and Jonathan Grishman, we're going to be talking about the MLB trade deadline, winners and losers from it. We might also kind of shit on the Yankees because they've been horrible since. It's been hilarious how they have been so poor defensively the last week and a half. Is
beautiful.
I'm only saying that because my team is currently in a series with them, and if we win tomorrow, we overtake them in the wild card. So then they won't be in the wild card anymore. So that'll be great for everybody. Coming up on Saturday and Sunday, we got, of course, Lock It In here on RecRoom Sports. I'm not quite sure what we're doing Saturday. I do think we are going to have another mock draft for fantasy football on Sunday, potentially. So if anybody wants to join in on that, I'm sure Tanner will send out a group message and stuff on that on social media whenever that happens. The three of us are actually of the Warrior Bowl Charity League, which that draft is going on right now. I actually won my division in the Warrior Bowl last year, so I got the free invite back. But yeah, other than that, we might also have on the mat on Saturday. We're not 100% sure on that. Sam's been kind of not feeling well, and of course my back is like completely out right now. So yeah, a lot going on, but one day at a time.
Man, speedy recovery, my guy. In due time, all will be yours, man. I tell you, thank you for hitting that button for me. And yeah, I mean, you already hit the button, so we're cool, man. That pretty much wraps up another Rec Room, and then y'all don't drink and drive. Don't drink and drive. I'm saying that for a reason. Don't drink and drive. Because just seeing something on my phone that just does not look good. Do not drink and drive. And with me saying that, I guess I won't be going anywhere tonight. So, for your boy Bobby G, your boy AP, and I'm your boy Jay the MIC. I'm going to pass out right here as soon as I hit this button. Hey!